Shortly after 9 a.m. on March 10, 2020, dispatch received a report of a robbery at a pharmacy on the corner of Ridge Route Drive and Muirlands Boulevard in Lake Forest. When the call was dispatched, deputies happened to be on patrol in the adjacent parking lot. Deputy Guy Lemieux ran on foot to the location and saw a suspect running from the pharmacy. He attempted to stop the suspects, but they fled in a vehicle. The pursuit was on.
My partners started to get into their cars, and I thought, hey, I'm right here, there's an alleyway. I could get there on foot. So I ran through the alleyway. I saw 3 male suspects coming out of the Walgreens. It sounded like they had guns. I put the guys at gunpoint, but they ignored my commands, ran into their getaway car. This was 100% as described, full-on robbery in broad daylight, guns, the whole 9 yards, and just right in front of you where you're having to kind of second guess and think in your head, like, is this real? Is this actually happening? And I ran inside the Walgreens and I talked to the 2 pharmacists who were obviously hysterical, crying. I tried to calm them down and get their story as far as what happened, assure them that everything was going to be okay, that we're going to catch these guys.
Myself and Deputy Moulson were able to get behind the vehicle, attempt a traffic stop on the vehicle. The vehicle did not yield and continued to leave at a high rate of speed, and that's when the pursuit started.
So we were in pursuit down Old Toll Road and then proceeded down Bridger Road, which is a dead end. Deputy Chavez, myself, and Moulson were able to block the suspect vehicle in to prevent it from escaping the cul-de-sac. Once we stopped the vehicle, 2 suspects fled on foot. Deputy Chavez chased one of the suspects and I chased the second suspect, and Deputy Moulson stayed at the vehicle with the 3rd suspect. So when the suspect ran away from the vehicle and fled the scene, I chased him down and apprehended him nearby at the park. It was such a dynamic situation that I provided dispatch a update that I had 1 suspect in custody, that Deputy Chavez was still in foot pursuit, and that Deputy Moulson had 1 suspect detained at the vehicle.
As I pulled up along the right side, I see one of the suspects jump out of the car and run away. As he's doing that, I see Deputy Chavez run after him. The suspect vehicle then started to reverse, and it appeared like they were about to essentially try and get around our cars to leave. I was already in park getting out of my car, and I got back in, put it in drive, hit the gas pedal, and essentially wedged my push bars in my unit into the wheel well, the driver's side wheel well of the suspect vehicle. The driver then tried to reverse the car, and I could see that my car was wedged into his because his car was essentially like pulling my car with him. As that happened, the second suspect foot bailed from the car, and then that's when Deputy Mier chased after him. And I got out of my car, I pistol pointed the driver and was giving him commands. He pretty much put his hands up, but he kept putting them down while looking over his right shoulder. So pretty much in my mind, anytime those hands go down, I'm thinking we just had an armed robbery, possible gun in his waistband, maybe he's reaching for that. The other thought was that when he's looking over his right shoulder, that's the only way out of the vehicle, so I'm thinking he's gonna jump out and run away.
At the termination point of the pursuit, I was 4th on scene. I joined Deputy Moulson and held the driver at gunpoint. Deputy Chavez and Deputy Mier were in foot pursuit of 2 outstanding suspects who fled from the vehicle. Deputy Moulson and I took the driver into custody. The driver was later found to be armed with a stolen handgun.
I was still in foot pursuit of the last and final suspect. That suspect did run into a residential neighborhood, jumped into the backyard of a residence where I lost visual of him. I set up a quick containment of the area, and the suspect did change his clothing by taking off his sweatshirt, taking off his pants where he had shorts under. He also tried to carjack another victim at a nearby bank. I got back into my vehicle, and luckily I saw the suspect trying to exit our containment area and cross the major street of El Toro Road. By that time, he was really tired, and luckily I was inside my vehicle, and I put the suspect at gunpoint and was able to take him into custody with the help of additional deputies. We were very happy that this incident ended this way, where we apprehended all 3 suspects. We recovered our stolen gun, took that off the streets, and nobody got hurt, including the suspects. I was really pleased with how my partners did, how investigators did, how our sergeants did, to be able to take these guys into custody. And now, hopefully they can't victimize anybody else because they're going away for a long time.
After the suspects were taken into custody through working with investigators, we learned these particular individuals were part of a gang out of Los Angeles that had committed numerous takeover robberies, I think 17 takeover robberies in the same fashion, where they would jump the counter, hold the employees at gunpoint, and steal some of the narcotics from the Walgreens. These particular individuals also would fly to other states and do similar robberies in other states. So through working with the FBI actually took over the investigation, and we later determined as well they were responsible for numerous home burglaries where the handgun that was recovered from the driver was found to be stolen from one of the houses during those burglaries.